Hey Urban Spinsters, I wanted to come through and do a quick video. How do you deal with unavailable men? You curve them, that's what you do. But you have to identify first that the man is unavailable. And usually the behavior is they're not engaging as they should if they're really serious about pursuing you. So it'll look like they approach you, ask for your number, you'll talk on the phone, but they don't really make the time to take you out on a date or meet up or whatever you want to call it. Or if they arrange a date, the next date is very far in the future. So it's not like they're really engaging fully. Or you'll have someone that does just calls periodically. Now that does not mean that they're married all the time or that they are seeing someone else. They really could just be emotionally unavailable. And that could come from past bad relationship trauma, abandonment issues, etc. But when you see that type of behavior, even though this person may check all these other boxes for you, educated, own a home, have a good job, they're civically engaged, community service, whatever it is that they're doing, they may be putting all these things on their plate in order not to engage fully, in order not to be vulnerable. And so that is going to mean your relationship isn't going to move forward. They'll just kind of call here and there because they want the companionship, but they're not ready to let their guard down completely so that you can form a partnership. And like, this is your man, this is your woman, all that kind of stuff. It's like they want it, but then they're scared at the same time because they've had some bad experiences. And it's just not healthy for you to think that you can change this person. They have to come to that conclusion on their own, and it may happen soon or it may take years. Do you want to wait around for that? I'm not waiting. Now we can be friends and we can hang out here and there, but I'm not going to become intimate sexually with this person. I'm not going to heavy pet, make out, none of that. They're basically in the friend zone as far as I'm concerned when I identify that. And because of my experiences, I can identify it very early. And I also am aware that I cannot change it. They're going to have to come to that on their own. So when you identify these type of things and look for it, you're asking questions about their past relationships. They could have been divorced. The divorce went bad. Or they, at the core, don't realize why they're choosing the wrong people in their life. That's something that they need to work out. Why do you keep getting yourself in relationships that end in drama, divorce, breakups, whatever? And that's for you too. Do some self-reflection, because if you don't do that and you just jump into a new situation, it's going to be the same thing. You're not going to fully engage because you don't trust this person. And yes, you should guard your heart and be cautious, but at the same time, you need to understand what it is that you want. If you want a committed relationship with someone, you're going to have to let them in. Or I've known people that have married people that are emotionally unavailable, but they got married or went that far, the one that is emotionally unavailable, because they just kind of went along with it. And in the marriage, they just continued the same behavior. Just because you get married and you take vows before God and your mama and them doesn't mean that they're going to change. Marriage does not change people. They are who they are before you marry them, and they're going to be the same after you've been married. It's not a miraculous change. They're going to have to do some type of work to evoke change in their own lives. You cannot change people, period. And it took me a while to figure out when, okay, someone is not ready, to be in a relationship, because I was used to, in my younger years, you meet a guy, especially if he approaches you, ask for your number, you set a date and a time to go out. You go out. If the date is cool, you make another date. That date is cool, you make another date. And, that continues. They're constantly or consistently pursuing you until, okay, that's your boyfriend or your man or whatever. But now, the older we get, the more experiences we've had, and maybe the more trauma we have experienced. So you got people who are out here fresh off a divorce or separated, which is still married, and they're not ready. And they don't even realize that they're emotionally unavailable. I was just having this conversation with a guy friend of mine who is definitely not available. He's single, but he's not available. And he's that type of person that puts all these things on his calendar and finds all these other things to do with his time. So, okay, if you're doing that, you're not making room for a relationship. You make time for what you want to make time for. There is no reason why this man cannot actively pursue a woman. He has the time. He chooses to do other things with his time. And he cannot even see that. So we debate about that all the time. But as far as I'm concerned, you in the friend zone. Because from day one, he was talking about all this stuff that he has on his calendar and that he doesn't plan on removing because he enjoys doing these things. And that's fine. You can have activities and all that, but clearly that indicates you do not want to be in a relationship, because relationships take time to nurture and grow. You got all this other stuff going on. Whenever someone calls for you to show up at an event or volunteer or do whatever, you're doing it. So when does that leave you an opportunity to get to know someone for the purpose of being in a relationship? It doesn't. And a woman would be a fool if she sits around and waits, because she sees, oh, you're a good person. Oh, you're someone she could see herself with. But ain't nobody got time to be waiting around, where if I could meet someone else who is on it, knows, hey, I want to be with you. Let's work this out. Let me pursue consistently. Why would I block myself from that, which is what I want, for something that may be or may not be? Doesn't make any sense. So don't wait around, like I said, for people to change. If they do and you're still available, cool. If they don't, leave yourself open to meet somebody else. And that's it. They could be cool people. Have them as associates or friends, or if you are like-minded and you share resources and you network, okay, leave it at that. Don't get intimate. Don't get your feelings caught up, because we as women, we're not wired to just have sex and let that be it. We catch feelings. So don't even have sex with somebody who's already shown you that they are emotionally unavailable. Period. Move on in your mind. just move on. Like, oh, okay, you're going to be the dude that I call to help me move or fix something in my house, or, accompany me to a wedding if I need a date or something. But it is not going to go beyond that. And know that in your mind. That's how you deal with emotionally unavailable men. Okay? So I'm about to continue on with my day. Hopefully that helps you. And let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you're liking and subscribing and sharing. And if there's a subject that you want me to touch upon, let me know. All right, peace.